Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing over there? We are set on this beautiful show, the Benjamin Zulu Show. Now, sometime I actually take time to go through your feedback and just look at how some of you are reasoning about what Benjamin is always writing about. And our shows too. Now, I understand that when you are in a relationship, we are prone to be carried away by emotions. And you see, we tend to do things that when you look at yourself after that relationship, you'll wonder, was that really you? Okay? So today, we want to save you who is almost headed that direction, okay? By urging you to hold, to go easy, all right? Benjamin is going to talk to you and to tell you why it is very dangerous and not wise enough to put everything and pour all of yourself to that man you are dating. Where is the problem when you give your all to the man you're dating? Hello, Benjamin.
Hello, Bromel. And you know, before we just went on air, I saw this meme where a lady said she went, her and the guy tested HIV test, and then the head said, okay, it was negative, then they slept together. Then after that, the guy told her that he might be positive and is in the window period because the person is left with last week has tested positive. And then because 72 hours were not over, she went for the PEP, that therapy, that treatment for countering for the infection takes. So she was on it, I don't know, for a month. She lost 12 kgs to anxiety. She is married. This was cheating. She managed to dodge the husband by pretending to be sick.
Look at the things you're doing.
You know, my guy sent me that meme. And what is the moral of the story? She was concluding, even if you have tested, just use condom. The conclusion is continue cheating, just use condom. Before that, earlier, I also had another infection, but this one was my age group. 23-year-olds.
Your age group?
They referred quickly to a counselor somewhere. And so I asked myself, look at this guy who's married to this lady who's cheating out there and she's not even changing.
Look at that.
How do we end up with this kind of people? Many times we brought this kind of people because we gave too much, too soon. The people you end up with, they plant themselves in your life, not because they wanted you, but because of the intensity to which you took the matter the moment you got in touch.
Intensity.
Especially serious brothers like Bramwell. You know, they have set their mind. They want to settle. Yes. They don't beat about. They don't want to waste time. And they will prove their responsibility. How generous and focused they are. They will spare nothing. It looks like a good thing. But even a good thing done too much becomes very poisonous. There's a lady who told me she was planning to surprise her boyfriend with a car this Christmas. Would you wish to be that boyfriend?
Yes.
So, but she's only 28. And I wanted to know how comfortable she can afford a car. Maybe she's worthy enough that a car is pocket change.
You never know.
So, but I found no. She needed to do savings. She needed to accumulate to get enough. I told her, hey, before we talk, can you first buy a plot? Buy your mother address, do developmental things.
Yeah.
But immediately I knew what it was, even before she gave me details. This is the case when you see yourself having to give a person a big gift. You're covering for something else.
Okay.
Her and this man were not on the same level in life. She was a professional out there, up there in the corporate ladder. This guy is in the informal sector, selling clothes somewhere, I don't know, Kamukunji, some informal market. And they are not in the same place mentally. They are not in the same socioeconomic status. Their trajectories in life are very different. But she has a very busy career that few people ever penetrate. And during one of these hardships in life, I don't know, sickness in hospital, you meet there when both of you have hardships in life. See, having a sick one, me too have a sick one, and then we link up somehow because of that. And because I support you and I understand how things here go, how to process papers around here, how to move around here, how to get now that kind of attachment. The people are so busy that the only people who come to their life come accidentally.
That one, I agree with you.
No, your work is so busy. If you ever meet a new person, it's because you happen to be running after the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
And so the one thing that tempts you to give a big gift, giving too much has several levels. I'm starting big gifts. That's why you know it is too much. The other thing is too frequently. All right? And the other thing is too sacrificially. There are three ways of giving too much. This was big gift. When I say big, it's relative. But you can always tell it's a big gift if it is taking a significant investment on your part. You're having to empty nearly all your savings. Or it is having to save up and stop other things to afford it. A car, a plot, a house, something that is taking you quite an amount. Or even paying the persons, let's say themselves wanted to buy something and they have this money and you wanted to add them another 400,000 to afford what they wanted to buy. They wanted to buy a car and you said, I'll pay half, you pay half, and it's their car. And this is just a relationship, you're just in dating. The motivation is always wrong. It's to cover for another bigger problem.
Okay.
Is to deny the fact that we are not in the same place in life. It's you that you want to show that you can, how you think that's a measure of your love, how much you love them. And primarily when you start dating a girl, don't build a house for their parents. Even if they don't have a house, those are not your people yet. Are we together?
Yeah.
You may see a genuine need, a house. you may learn that they have a sickness problem that trying to fundraise, then you decide to volunteer and pay everything. Here you are writing checks. Here you are sweeping away all your savings, postponing your project. Don't go paying fees for the brother. Don't take over the family responsibilities. And more importantly, we have discussed this before, don't pay the girl's bills. All giving during dating should be in form of gifts and gestures of kindness, like a treat. You have a birthday, I do something. We meet, I pay lunch. The other day, the girl notices a shoe that fits you. I thought of this shoe. And she brings you a shoe. The gifts that you give when you're dating should be like what you would give a friend when they have a birthday or an event. A friend who they also sometimes give you stuff. It's more of exchanging. And men keep saying we don't want to be used by women. I'm training you today how not to be used. All right? So we are saying the one form of people why give is to cover a big problem. And the other thing they give very big is when they are not sure whether they're enough. Sometimes the first giving is they know they're a good person and they want to prove it to this person, but they prove it the wrong way. The other case is when they have doubts whether they can make a husband, doubts whether they can make a wife. So they overdo to prove to themselves that they can do it. And you hear ladies, you hear men saying things they did, you wonder, she say, there's a time I invested this much for the families, this, or for the girls, the other, a lot of money. And he's feeling a lot of loss when he has not been treated accordingly in the days to come. Brahmara, when it reaches a point where you're not sure whether you can manage a family, don't go on dating, go for therapy. Take an about turn. And go, sometimes therapy is with a life coach or counselor, it's with yourself or with a friend. Sometimes you watch materials and they do therapy for you. The reason we put out content every day and teachings is to help people align those areas of their lives that are facing the wrong direction, that need attention. All right? The second form of giving too much is too frequently. There's a way you can send these girls small gifts, but so frequently, as if you have something to prove. As if you have a lot to prove. Make sure gifts align with occasions. And things like a bouquet of flowers, for example, that's why we remove a price tag. Does not need to show, does not need to cost you. When you buy a gift, you remove the price, just to make sure it's concentrating on the thought, the emotions. Remember, the cost of a gift is not always on the price tag. Maybe the person spent 1,000 shillings, just $10. But do you know how long they had to walk to go get that item? What kind of research? What kind of thought? Maybe the same item is being sold 5,000 elsewhere, but they went to the inner city. They went in, they walked so long. There's a lot that goes to a gift, more than the price tag. Or it could be 1,000 shillings, but what does 1,000 mean to this person? Primarily, when you buy gifts, there's a lady who told me she bought the guy a shoe and he started complaining, this is not tight by where he wears shoes of 50,000, 12,000. This lady could afford 4,500 for a shoe. Now, he is complaining he's not in his class. When people buy you a gift, they're buying from their own budget, not yours.
Yeah.
Okay? And this should comfort you that even if you're going to a wealthy person, don't start buying gifts on their level. You're not on their level yet. As long as you want to treat a person, do what you can do from your standard. Good people will appreciate that shirt. That's what Bramwell thought, and what he put his best to buy me, I will appreciate it. In fact, good people will enjoy what you buy for them. Yeah. They'll be happy that you brought them this thing. They'll be very glad that you did this thing for them. And if they will not be looking at their budget, they'll be looking at your budget. What kind of sacrifice it was for you. So this lady bought this shoe and the guy was not appreciative. When you give too much, sometimes people begin to feel entitled. Because she says she'd bought a shirt before, then she came the other day, I don't know, with a tie or shirt or something. This was the third gift in a close succession. And he started complaining it's not his taste. They get a spoiled child mentality. They start thinking they deserve it somehow. Or they think that you have an overactive urge to give. You need to monitor your urges. The ladies who have a maternal, they were raised like a mother. They mothered the other siblings until they adopted life as giver, mother, giver. You know the way mom would come home and you don't care. Mom, how tired are you? You just want, what have you brought me? Yeah. Mom would bring snacks, mandazi. When she's coming, you're not one, oh, mom, here's a glass of water, please rest. No. Children are not care. They're just looking what mom will bring me. There are people who develop that mindset of what mom will bring me, what you will bring me. So she gave quickly, today, the other day, until he started complaining about the quality of what you're bringing. And that form of giving frequently things, the reason she was giving that way, she wanted to maintain the connection. She was feeling they were losing touch. Remember, whenever you're doing too much, you're compensating for another real problem. You're trying to cover up for another real problem. The man was drifting and sort of losing interest, and she was afraid, and she thought it's because if she just does more, it will revive. But you don't sustain love with the substance. Substance is important in love. We exchange, we give. Generosity is part of it. We share our lives, our substance. I mean, where we love, we give. But we don't sustain love by what we're giving. The love must be there itself. Then we cultivate it through what we give. Yeah. What starts first? The love. What enriches it? What we give. But sometimes the things we could give diminish. They fluctuate like this, seasons of life. The person is unwell. What can they give you? You're the one giving now. Their finances are unwell. Sometimes you're the one unwell. Sometimes it's the finances. The guy is okay. But the pocket is sick. Can you imagine a pocket on oxygen mask?
I see you.
Things that stress us, Bramwell, they're funny. The guy looks very okay otherwise, but he's not okay. Yeah. Because somewhere the pocket is on crutches. You know, when your money is not there, your life slows down. You can't move freely. You can't make long calls. You have to cut down everything. It's like the tank is on reserve. The car now, the fuel is on reserve. There are some warning lights of yellow. They're calculating how many kilometers. 2. So, substances that we give, we enjoy them while they are here. But we also know they may not be always there and up there. There are seasons and times. And once you know the spirit of the person you love, once you know this girl, I know when she gives all. You can see generosity even when you can remember what they always do, even when they can't give big gifts. And the good thing when you finally married the person, even when they have no money, you know where the money went. If you know where the money went, you'll be patient. Yeah. We had the money, then you invested somewhere. Now we are on a dry patch. We are patient and we don't announce to the world. But right now we are not very generous. You know, these people keep adding new WhatsApp groups for you to send this and the other and the other. You can cover each other up and say we are not in a good place. We are all sending now. People are always asking for help. Always for help. And when you are working and you come from a clan, all that clan wants their help. And you know, life has cycles. Everybody has a bride day, the day they are going for wedding or pre-wedding or bride price, or they have a sick one or they have a bereaved one. Life cycles. People have times they need money every day. They're inviting you for their parties, for their fundraiser, for their school fees, for their graduation, everything. And it needs money. So a season may come when you can't show up. in every one of those. You pick the ones that are crucially important. And even there, you only give what you can afford at this season in life. If a person complains after you have made a sacrifice and gave 500 shillings because they think it's too small for Bramwell who appears on TV. When they measure the TV and that's it, I agree. If they don't appreciate what you sacrifice, they are not the right person. In fact, that lack of appreciation should tell you that their time in your life is over. And that level of sacrificing is over. So if you give too frequently, people can get entitled. The third way is when you go too far, when you inconvenience your life too much to give that thing. If you stop, if you miss work, for example, to be there without the whole day and another day and another day and this, and you leave Nairobi to go and sort out an issue with a brother. You know, when I was dating a certain girl, I thought one way to impress her is to reform her brother. When I was young and naive, some things you do, brother. I'd work a lot to rehabilitate that young man and prove can make a good father. You know, when you nearly knew the lady, many times you catch up online. I hope you understand today's dynamics. Yeah. Don't just wait for physical meetings. Sometimes you hook up online and it's okay. You can see you're flowing, you're thinking on the same level. So what are our conversations? In the conversations, they will get to know you have a troublesome sister. You have a troublesome brother. And actually, they were looking for a person who can actually try to talk them back to senses, to cooperate with school or to do one thing or the other. And you manage. You really work hard. Brother, I worked too hard. You don't work that much. Sometimes people, we said, you can, on the phone call, talk to the young man over there. But make sure it's not something that you stopped your business for a whole day and another one, to go and do all that. What are you expecting in return? Can you do that for all the candidates? Now, sometimes people ask, then how shall I show that I'm a good person without? And there's a day we want ladies to stop submitting to the men they're dating. Don't submit to the men you're dating. Don't let him take leadership. Equally, you as a man. The reason for women is because you're not supposed to submit to men. You're supposed to submit to your husband. You submit when there's a relationship. Remember that. Yeah. You always let the person lead and make decisions and control the direction of the relationship when there is a relationship. When they are coming for dating, they're coming as candidates. Many women are very eager to show that they are good wives. And one of the things they give too quickly is control. They let the person determine direction, where we will meet, come and spend in my place, do this for me, do the other. She thinks now when she cooperates, yes, with these things that she knows are out of time, it's not yet the time for them. She thinks she will prove her wifely qualities. And that's how people are being misled. And that's usually the biggest problem when people date before they know who they are. They end up cooperating with everything that other person is suggesting. They accommodate so much, and it sickened me, earlier this morning when this lady saying when she was 23, that age, started dating this guy. Later on, now it's 2 years later, she's pregnant and HIV positive because of him, because you have been cheating with several girls. Now you're coming when you have ruined your life when it's just starting. Why? You accommodated cheating around because you did not know who you are. Don't let people lead your life, direction of your life just because you are dating. When you're dating, maintain control on your end, this other side. Maintain control on where you're going. Protect yourself by saying, I want to know who you are. The best way, Bramwell, to get to interact with a girl and to show that you are a giver without having to overgive, to show that you're generous without having to overspend, to show that you're actually responsible without having to take over her bills, to show that you are reliable without having to prove the reliability for paying her fees. Some girls are still pursuing masters, still pursuing some things, are working without paying her rent. Relate as friends, brother. Friendship is golden. It allows you to see the true character of the person while you're still maintaining your cards. It allows you to show what you're made of while you're still keeping safe. When you're talking every day, frequently, you're meeting over coffee occasionally, and you're updating each other on your life and what is going over the other. Bramwell, that kind of interaction, even for weeks, for 2 weeks, for a month, you'll have seen whether this girl is a giver. You'll have seen whether she has a heart for family, whether she has a heart. You can hear her opinions. People don't always lie. There are some things that are consistent. As you talk to a person, you can hear what is consistent. As you interact, you can see their behavior. In fact, when you begin now to You know, sometimes when you're considering now to get serious with a person, you'll have spent physical time together. And you can see, we said when you're starting, sometimes you start on phone or you can start physically, but many times nowadays, because of the nature of our world, people are talking on phone. And what is the rule? Don't fall in love on phone.
Yeah.
Only fall in love when you met physically and you confirmed they have what I have, what I want. When you talk on phone, you can't hear the person's you can't smell their presence, for example. You don't know whether they focus, they concentrate. So avoid even starting to give when it's online. We connected online, now you're sending money. Let's also remind ladies that a genuine man will never ask money from a woman he's dating. Never. I don't know why they keep making that mistake. Can you imagine asking for the girl you're dating for money? How? I don't know why they keep making this blunder. You do not give money. And there's a girl, many of them are dating us, are giving a lot because they're also dating outside their social class.
Okay.
There's a girl who told me she's a dressmaker and this boyfriend is a lawyer, but he keeps demanding money. If she does not give, he gets angry and keeps quiet until she gives. They're talking to that girl. You know your league. Kindly go back to your league. This man is here to eat your cash and your cookie along the way, and exploit you. But later on, I realize it's again the immature group. They don't understand the things. Bramwell, I don't know how much we have to pay. I don't know how much we have to pay for simply lacking understanding. When I heard the scripture saying, "My people perish
for lack of knowledge,"
I never thought it is this serious. Honestly, Bramwell, I thought it is dangerous not to know, but I never knew how dangerous. Now I'm seeing it in my face and it is chilling. Now I know when somebody said this. The word of God, all of it, is meant to save you. Not just to save your life or eternity, that's the first saving, but to save you from destruction, to save you from pain, to save you from, being ruined. When you have knowledge, when you understand the seasons you are in, you know what to hold, where to invest, what not to invest. Sometimes people are giving to compensate for the fact that they are not in the same socioeconomic. Socioeconomic is not just where you are born. Many of us are born in a place where there is no money. Many of us are born in places where there is no wealth and we had to scrape to get by. But it's what you set your mind to aim at. That's what I'm talking about. Some people are comfortable in the financial situation, economic situation they were born, struggling. They even make it their identity, hustler. Although some people use hustler for political identification, when in reality they are no longer hustlers. But there are people who take the hustler thing literally.
Yeah.
And they organize their lives to struggle. Hustling is struggling. They actually get comfortable with the struggling. And that becomes sort of their modus operandi, how they operate through life. So if a person who comes from a higher social status, who's aiming higher, as I told you, we can be born from the same family, but we're in different socioeconomic status because of where we are aiming at. Same family, same parents, same everything. But I got comfortable here, and I say it is fate. It is what God ordained. You say, no. The Esau and Jacob story. You aim high. And you start, within a few years it will show. True or false?
True.
Within a few years. What if you married a girl from the same village, with the same socioeconomic status, in a different family over there, but who is still settled here? I've heard of men who have been ruined by that kind of marrying. They married a girl, that time she was innocent and all that, but there's so much you can't see, seasons again. Later on, only to realize she was not aiming as high as you, but you have been in a relationship of 12 years. Some people do impossible things just to ruin that. You pay so much just to destroy your life. Sometimes my head spins when I hear this guy, they started dating, the way from secondary school, from 2, they waited, it was a very long, it is known, they come married later, only to realize you are so different. Probably I want you to come to fall in love with the way you give. They don't come to fall in love with who you are. They don't see your needs. They see how you meet their needs. And even when they would have left your life, but you bought them a car, will it be easy for them to leave?
No.
You're changing their life. They would have left, but and be careful when people only complimenting what you've done for them. Be careful, brother. Sometimes you're talking with the person you have been dating, and when they're appreciating you, they only emphasize how you have changed their life. And that's not always a compliment. Hey, that could be a message for another problem.
Yeah.
Could be an indicator of another problem. They are with you because you are a reformer. You are reforming their life. You are a mentor, a financier of sorts. And it's not that you are wealthy, you are just a disproportionate and wise giver. See a brother like Brahman who is just getting by. We can see from outside. Honestly, you can always see how much money a guy is working with. By the clothes they are wearing. It's not mystery. You know, Obama gave us a very common sense test. Said you don't need details to know whether a guy is corrupt. Check what he's earning versus how he is living. Is there a congruence? So, brother, I want to see a congruence between how you are living and what you are giving. Are we together? I don't want to see you now going to deliver a golden ring you ordered from Italy. For $1 million, and I'm sure that's a loan. Brother, I'll take it and we sell it. And right there, we buy one that is more commensurate. So when you give too much, people fall in love with the giving. Now, somebody said if people fall in love with the fruit, with your fruit, and not your root, they will not know what to do when the winter comes.
Yeah.
When the winter comes, the fruit is affected. Now the tree sheds, the leaves, and it's no flowers, no nothing, just surviving. Seasons may come when you are giving may not be that much. And they needed to fall in love with your root because that one is not changing. Your root means your character, what you live for. Remember, they say unwise women marry men because of what they drive, but wise women marry men because of what drives them. Yeah. What is in me, where I'm going, the vision I have. You need a woman because of her capacity. Capacity, brother. Capacity. Capacity means her preparedness to handle your destiny, your family, your life. Women are designed to be receptors on this side of nurturing, on this side of holding up. And we're not saying they cannot be far from, they can do, but it's a part of being a woman that is just unique to them. Just the way they have a womb of nurturing and bringing to life. I have seen that in every man's life who has a good woman. They have a way of incubating visions and helping you. They have this patience. I'm talking about a healthy, virtuous woman who is committed to raise family. You will notice similar traits. Have you wondered why our mothers look similar? You describe your mother's behavior, describe mine. Do they come from the same WhatsApp group? Because all virtue is the same. They would wake up early, they would prepare food for everyone. You know, when they are home was always clean. The compound is swept. You know, things are. And we remember those, even the language they used to discipline. They did not have too much sugar coating, and they did not like too much cuddling. And then they just say, no. In fact, they'll tell you in sarcasm, okay, continue sleeping, we will come and eat your sleep. You got the message. They had this way of communicating warnings. You know, play the radio all you want. When your father comes, you will read the news. They will use same language and you get the message. But you're wondering, what is this? There before, it really troubled me when I hear people describing their mothers, and they're describing my mother. And these women, you are from the East, I'm from the West. Yeah. I came to know we were describing both culture and virtue. Dedicated family women will behave the same. You see the same values. So the message is here. When you give too much, the person falls in love with what you're doing for them and not you. And the day you'll be unable to give that much, they will change to something else you don't know. Like this woman who is cheating and feeling nothing in her conscience. Yeah. She's not in your life for, she's not love, no respect, no loyalty, no trust, no commitment. She's in here maybe for what you do for her. But she's still going out there with no conscience. Yes.
And I like that, Benjamin. Those 3 levels that were actually elaborated have actually made people find themselves between a hard rock and a hard place.
Yes.
Now, Benjamin, as we talk about giving, that actually turns out to bite those people who are giving themselves, you'd realize again that people interpret love differently.
Yes.
Maybe these givers, that is their way of interpreting love again, that is costing them.
And thank you for raising that. There are people who are raised to earn attention.
Mm-hmm.
Their parents did not compliment them except when they did something.
Yeah.
The people raised them, you are meant to believe it's only when they wash the house,
Mm-hmm.
when they cook right, when they clean the house, when they make the beds, when they do chores, that's when they were complimented. It may look innocent, but it is very dangerous. It conditions you to win attention by performing.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you feel like a person desires you, you think you need to quickly catalyze or earn their attention. And you may not realize it, but you don't realize that you are likable for who you are. Let us repeat again. You want a person who likes you for the way you exist.
Mm-hmm.
Your worldview, your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams, just your courtesy, your manners. Brahman, you want a person who likes you for the life you're trying to build, not for the things you can give them now.
Mm-hmm.
You give, let's also compare this with the love of God. You do not become nice so that God can love you. You cannot earn it. He loves you, but you change because he loves you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want a person who you have to earn their love for the things you give them. You want a person who likes you as a person, and then because they like you, they give you. Because you love them, you give them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't give to get love. We give because we have love.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want a person who, be careful if you find yourself having to give the moment you feel like you're in love. Give. It could be that you have conditioned to earn, and you need to earn attention, to earn approval. And many parents condition their kids this way without knowing it. They would only congratulate you when you get good grades, or when you. It's important for us as parents to keep reminding kids without any reason, without anything. Just when you are seeing them off to school, the normal things. Just when you are tucking them in bed. Just when you are doing the normal things, when you're serving them food, when you're doing normal. Let that idea, the sense that they are loved, not be attached to achievement. Mm-hmm. Make sure just when you're tucking them to bed, tell them, Dad loves you. Now they will learn that a person who loves you will love you even when you're just sleeping. When you're seeing them off to school, I miss you. They'll feel missed, and you just saw them off to school. Mm-hmm. When they come home with a good grade, compliment it as well. That way, you teach her to still perform, because now they'll perform better because you know you love them. They know they love you love them. It's because, not in order to earn it. Yes.
Okay. That is a point taken, guys, and I believe you've actually taken into consideration those 4 levels that Benjamin has elaborated in detail. Remember what he has said, if you continue giving, they'll fall in love with your hand and not your heart. Thank you for watching the Benjamin Zulu Show. Till next time.